right. Well, welcome, guys. Let's see. We got Happy 4th of July to all my friends in America. I'm going to a barbecue later, and I wanted to play America the Beautiful. Then I realized I didn't really know how to play it. So I am going to learn it real quick, show you my process, and hopefully you guys will get a little something out of it as well. I just was trying to find the version that works here, and looking at Ray Charles's versions. His recorded studio version is actually out of tune. For whatever reason, the recording is out of tune. It's like between E and E flat. So I found this live one from a channel, the Cavett, what is it? Cavett Show or something. Anyway, it's live with him playing piano and some singers behind the piano. So we're going to learn this. It's in E flat. Okay. So I listened to the top note. And I heard it change chords in there. So, hey, Valerie. So that one makes sense. It sounds good. It sounds like what he's playing. It's E flat. So I'm choosing the chord based on what the melody note is, and the harmony is probably going to be a 1, 4, or 5. That's going to be my first choices to try. I don't have perfect pitch, so I actually have to. I have good relative pitch, but I actually have to try and error, trial and error, different chords until I find the one. And so that is the what? So E flat, A flat, E flat again. And then I think he does the same thing again. All right, so the second time he played that note on top. Still the same chords. And then I heard a little, that's like what I call lick number 1. If you follow my teaching method, if you look up lick number 1, it's this. It's basically an E flat going to an A flat chord. So, or, 1 to 4. In this case, we're in E flat. So, and so the bass stepped briefly from a 5 to a 1. You put the 4 over the 5, so A flat over B flat, and you get a sus chord, which resolves nicely to the 1 chord. So the right hand plays like lick number 1. Left hand steps briefly 1 to 5. All right, that's the intro. So let's figure out the chords here first. I'm going to listen to the bass, and this recording is very quiet. Unfortunately, I can't get it any louder to come through here. In liberating stride. So the bass will tell you so much information. I'm listening to the bass player. I'm going to try to walk it. So I heard it go to a 2-5. So it's got 1. Half step to the 2. 5. Again, half step to the 2. 5. 1. Half step. So the same thing 3 times in a row. Right? That's a diminished chord over the sharp 1 or the flat 2. Goes to a 5. So the B flat over the 2. It's like anticipating that you're going to get to the B flat, but it's like imitating a 2-5 because the bass went to the 2. Even though I'm not playing an F minor chord, I've got the B flat over the F, and then the bass player goes to the B flat. So it's like the right hand got there early. does again. Then does it real fast. And then that's like a classic Ray Charles, or classic Ray Charles lick. Don't know who did it first. Maybe he did. If you look up my lick number 3, that's basically the same pattern. But remember, we're in E flat, so it looks a little different than in C. And that goes along really well with the bass going from the 5 to the 1, right up the E flat major scale. I'm gonna unplug. You guys can hear everything okay? Hey, Eugenio and Valerie, welcome. All right, if you guys can hear everything okay, I'm gonna unplug from the headphone from the YouTube sound because it sounds like shit to me. Plug directly into the keyboard or the piano here, so I can actually hear the piano a little better from my end. It'll make it a little more efficient. All right, so there was the first chorus or verse, I guess. Let's see what happens next. I know that chord change pattern repeats several times in the song, so we got a good part of the song already finished. So we're only 28 seconds into it. I backed it up a little bit. Oh, here we go again. Same thing. Oh, but we're good. Okay. Okay. And I think the bass player stayed on the 5 there. Kind of the same chords in the right hand, though. Nothing new that we haven't played. This is B flat 7. Then goes back to that sharp 1 diminished or E diminished. Or B or it's the diminished of the 5 chord. That's the cool thing about diminished chords. There's only 3 of them because each note could be the bass note. It's a 4-note chord. Sorry if I'm talking over a little advanced for some people. But some people will understand what I'm talking about. So it's B flat 7, B flat diminished, or E diminished, or C sharp diminished, or G diminished, however you want to think about it. Back there. So it's like this little tension. And he's not playing the bass, right? So he's got a bass player. So I heard him roll. He's just doubling the top note. Let's catch that exactly. He stepped up to the B flat. Oh, let's see. I'm listening to the bass now. It's like the bass player's oscillating between F and B flat, so. I think he might have gone to F there, which since they're far enough apart, it's not going to clash. Otherwise, you get that. You can kind of get away with things like that when the sounds are far apart. So. No, maybe not. Almost too lazy to go back and get it exactly because it sounds pretty close, but let's see. No, he went to B F. I think. Yeah, he's like going. Okay, so that is what it is. You could stay on B flat or go to F. It's a really minor point. Then he goes to F, right? So these little walk-ups are also more or less that lick number 3 pattern. So I'm walking from F to B flat. You could do the full. That's lick number 3 again, same notes. To just spread out over 2 hands. If you had time, you could do that. If you 1, 2. So here he's just got like he doesn't have as much time on the F. He doesn't do all those chords. Backed it up a little bit, so we get a running start. 1, 2, 3, 2. So I'm not gonna go back because I know I know the timing that it's supposed to be. I'm not gonna go back and break it down for you guys. You guys can figure that out. Because I want to get through this here. Let's move on. Oops. Oh, that was different. Okay, so now we get to the chorus. 4, 1. Listening to the bass. G. Half steps to the 2. So again, a 2-5, right? He's setting it up for a 2-5, but instead, the first time he went. So 1, that sharp 1 diminished to the 5 over the 2, but this time he's coming down to the 2. He's not going up to it. So E flat, America. He did like a G minor. Then you could do parallel down. That's one way that'll sound good. So G minor, half steps, F sharp minor, or G flat minor, and to F minor, to B flat. So that's a true 2-5, right? F minor 7 to B flat 7. You can add the 7 or not. That's if I name it or not. It's doesn't matter. It's the 7 could be in there. In this case, the flat 7 is E flat. It doesn't have to be in there. You could do it without it. B flat is usually going to be a 7 chord. But again, see, I'm trialing and erroring, mostly erroring what sounds fit. Okay, I backed it up. Here we come into the America the Beautiful chorus part. It sounded, I didn't really hear any diminished chords in there. Back it up again. I think he probably keeps the E flat on top. So I've got like a G minor here, which if I put the E flat, it's basically an E flat over a G, which is the 3rd. All these chords are very highly related, right? So when I'm like, it could be either this or that, it's because it's almost the same chord. So see, only the bottom notes of my right hand are moving. So let's see what happens next. Again, he did the F to the B flat. to the 4. So what that was is da 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 na na na. Back to the F minor 7. Da da shed it light on me. So then it's an E flat chord stepping down to the E flat 7. Da 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 da. And that E flat 7 will lead to the A flat. Da, 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 da. See what he does from the A flat now, backing it up a little. Here we go, E flat to the E flat 7. A flat. Back to the E flat. F7, B flat 7. There's that little move again. All right, I think that's the whole song. So we're just going to scan the rest of it. So we're at 1 minute 42 seconds right now. Okay, so let's try the America the Beautiful part, and then we'll just scan, play along with the rest of it, make sure we got all the parts. America. Da 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 do do do. Da 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 da. Oops. Oops. To get that gospel sound, you use a lot of octaves, right? I'll touch on that in a second. Just want to make sure I got all the chords. Can't help myself, sorry. I'm going to show you guys some of this stuff in a second. Just scanning to make sure I got the rest of the chords. B flat. I think it hurt. Back to the E flat 7 here for the end. And there's the band who's been waiting the entire song for that last hit. All right. Awesome. Perfect. All right. So I'm going to just touch on a little bit of the sound. Hey, Mr. Glick, welcome. Just touching on a little bit of the sound, how to get that sound. You see, he doesn't really do many licks, right? He hardly solo. He doesn't solo at all. Hardly does any licks. He's mostly just doing those nice gospel sounding chords. And so the key to sounding like that is to play octaves. And in the middle is where you have the chord. So you find a common tone. So in this case, B flat works. I'm going to use B flat first. So for those first few chord changes of the song, remember at the beginning, and again and again throughout of it, I think it's for the verse, right? So, so you see I went E flat, just changed one note, E flat to E, then B flat. So that's pretty obvious. You've already got B flats there, but B flat over F. So this E diminished chord, right, has 4 notes, like I said. I'm only playing 3 of them. So I could choose to do E and G in the middle or C sharp E. Those are the other. C sharp is the 4th note of that chord. So if I want a different sound, I can. Either way, you're getting to B flat there. Then change the bass. And then there's the octaves again. It's lick number 1, but with the top note doubled in an octave. So I didn't move the octave except for that first. And if you and I let go of the octave there, but you can keep the octave. You don't have to keep it. Whatever. That's the framework. And let's see. So then for the chorus, the America the Beautiful part, you can use E flat as the octave just to mix it up, right? And E flat works with this G minor chord. And then it turns this G flat minor into a G flat diminished. I could put down the C if I wanted to, because I'm not stepping out of the boundaries of this E flat octave. So, but you don't need all 4 notes of that chord. Just the bottom 2 here. No, 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 no. Da, 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 da. And this is also part of the F minor 7 chord. It looks like an A flat major chord. Again, those are the same chord almost. You've got A flat is the relative major of F minor. So by pulling an A flat chord in the right hand, I can put A flat in the bass. That's a little too straight sounding. It's not really cool. There's our 2-5. F minor 7 being the 2. And you could keep the A flat chord if you want to maintain this octave, because that works as a B flat sus. But see, now I'd have to change. I could not keep an E flat octave when I go to E diminished, because that's just wrong for this. I mean, that's a sound, but it's not this sound. So I'd have to move the octave up. But there's an F common tone for F minor and B flat. So giving you a little insight into the theory and how you can easily, if you know some basic theory and harmony, you can frame these chords in a way to allow you to play an octave that's a common tone with many of the changes. That gives you that gospel sound, especially when you replay it like he's I just keep kind of harping on that octave. Okay? All right, so there we go. That's the song. Hope you enjoy, and happy 4th of July, everyone. Thanks for joining me. We'll see you next time.